Hi everyone. Today I'd like to talk to you about a saint that the church celebrates on November 1st named Herminingild. Now this might sound a little strange to most of you, as indeed it does to me, but Herminingild was actually a Goth, a tribe of people who had conquered most of Spain during the late 500s. Now the Goths, or Visigoths as they're known, were all Arian in faith, meaning that they were of the opinion that there was a time when our Lord Jesus Christ did not exist in his divinity. This heresy, of course, had wreaked all kinds of havoc all over the Roman world at the time, but it especially hit Spain very hard. Now, Herminingild, he had a father named King Herminingild. Now, Herminingild was someone who was very obstinate in his opinions and maintained Arianism quite strictly. Herminingild, however, had come through sources that we're not sure of, because St. Gregory the Great speaks of this, to a knowledge of the true faith and converted to orthodoxy. When his father realized what had happened, he was very upset and told his son so, but his son absolutely refused to go back to Arianism, saying that I've tasted the truth now, there's no way that I can return to what is false. King Herminingild was very upset and cast his son into prison and put manacles on his hands and feet and left him there for quite a long time. Finally, on the eve before Pascha, he sent one of the Arian bishops to Herminingild to try and convert him back to Arianism. But Herminingild was not having any of it, and he told the Arian bishop in so many terms that, no, you are wrong, you are a heretic, and there's no way I'm coming back to your faith. Well, when this bishop went and told King Herminingild what had happened, he was even more upset, absolutely furious. And so, not caring a bit about his son, he sent someone into the cell who drove an axe into Herminingild's head, thus ending his life in martyrdom. But, as is so often the case, the one who is martyred ends up having the last word. Many miracles took place around the relics of Herminingild. There were chanting of psalms that were heard around his relics at night. The smell of incense, the burning of candles was seen, and many people came to venerate his relics. King Herminingild, after a while, came to understand what a great sin he had committed, and he understood also that he truly was in the wrong faith. But it wasn't enough to save his soul, because he was afraid of the populace that was around him, who were so devotedly Arian, and he could not bring himself to publicly renounce Arianism. However, he did go to his youngest son, who was also an Arian, and told him to talk with a specific bishop that the king had been very hard on, who was Orthodox, but yet wanted his son to connect with this bishop that he might learn orthodoxy. The son indeed did do this and eventually converted to the Orthodox faith himself. Yet at the same time, King Herminingild was not repentant even until his deathbed publicly about what had happened, and never entered back into the Holy Orthodox Church. Now, Herminingild, as St. Gregory the Great relates to us, was like the grain of wheat from the Gospel of John, where it says that unless the grain of wheat dies when it falls to the ground, it stays alone. If it does die, however, it bears much fruit. And so in the midst of all of this kingly corruption and the admixture of orthodoxy with Arianism and the confusion among the peoples, it ended up being one man, Herminingild, the king's son, who did die, and because of that, a great harvest was reaped among the Arians back to the true Orthodox faith. However, in my mind, there is really only one important line that stands out in this story. While Herminingild was in prison at that time, he came to realize through a series of elevating spiritual experiences and great growth and progress in his love towards God, that anything, absolutely anything, that can be taken from a person is not worth sacrificing yourself for. In other words, most everything that we receive in this life that we may value as something important to us ultimately will have no meaning. Only our relationship with Jesus Christ in his true faith is going to be enough to pull us into that heavenly kingdom. Let's remind ourselves, when we think on November 1st of Herminingild, how important it is to come to the realization that the Lord, in the end, is all that we have and certainly all that we need.